My name is Adrian Keller. I built my empire before I turned 32. Fintech, AI risk modeling, aggressive acquisitions, clean public image, and a marriage that looked perfect on magazine covers. Until the day a man I secretly helped for a year stepped out of the shadows and told me, "Tomorrow, don't get in the car with your wife. Take the bus. Your life depends on it." He didn't look scared. He looked like a man who had already accepted what was about to happen.
Mateo Ruiz drove for us for 8 years. 8 years of silent loyalty. He opened doors, drove through storms, knew every blind spot in the city. He saw everything. Then one day, my wife Isabel fired him without explanation. No severance, no warning, no reason, just gone. I found him weeks later loading boxes in a warehouse at midnight. He pretended he wasn't ashamed. I pretended I didn't see it. And I quietly transferred money to him every month after that. No notes, no recognition, just balance. That morning in the parking garage, he stepped close. "Tomorrow, don't get in the car." "Why?" "You'll understand when you see who's on the bus." Then he walked away. No drama, no panic, just certainty. That's what unsettled me.
That evening, Isabel texted, "Dinner tomorrow, just us. I'll drive." She never drove. We had security, rotating drivers, protocol. I stared at the message longer than necessary. At breakfast the next morning, she was calm. Too calm. Minimal makeup, neutral tone, controlled smile. "We'll drive ourselves tonight," she said. "Why?" "Privacy," she replied smoothly. I studied her hands. No shaking, no tells. Perfect. That perfection is what made me decide. At 5:55 p.m., I walked to the garage. The car engine was already running. She rolled down the window. "You coming?" For 1 second, I almost laughed at myself, almost dismissed the warning, almost stepped inside. Instead, I said, "I forgot something at the office. I'll meet you." Her smile flickered for half a second. Then it returned. "Don't be late." She drove off. I waited until the taillights disappeared. Then I walked 2 blocks to the bus stop.
Route 214, downtown line. I boarded casually. And then I saw him, my head of security, Marcus Hale. 5 years with me, ex-military, loyal, disciplined. He was sitting in the back row pretending not to see me. He was supposed to be assigned to Isabel tonight, not here. He glanced up once. And in that glance, I didn't see loyalty. I saw calculation. 2 rows ahead of him sat another man. Navy suit, earpiece, trying too hard to blend in. The bus pulled away. My pulse stayed steady. Then my phone buzzed. Breaking news. Luxury vehicle involved in high-impact collision. Driver critical. Passenger unknown. Location? The exact intersection Isabel would have passed. Time? 6:17 p.m. 7 minutes after she left. The bus lights flickered, and someone sat down beside me. Mateo. He hadn't been there before. "You weren't supposed to see Marcus," he said quietly. "The man in the navy suit too," I replied. He nodded. "The crash wasn't random. I assumed. You were the variable." I turned slowly. Was I the target? No. That answer hit harder. "The car was meant to crash," he continued. "Why?" "To create a narrative." I understood instantly. If I had been in that car, markets would panic, emergency board clauses activate, temporary leadership shifts, voting control unstable. If I died, even cleaner. I texted Isabel, running late. Her reply came instantly. "Drive safe." Drive safe. Interesting choice of words.
The bus stopped. Marcus and the Navy suit exited together. They didn't look back. Sirens wailed in the distance, smoke rising 2 blocks away. Mateo stood. "Come." We walked fast but calm. 2 streets from the crash site, he showed me something. Garage footage. Timestamp 5:58 p.m. Isabel entering the driver's seat, then switching seats, Marcus sliding behind the wheel. I felt something cold move through me. She escalated it, I said. No, Matteo replied. She wasn't leading it. He showed another clip, 3 weeks ago. Marcus meeting with the Navy suit. Laughing. This wasn't her plan. It was bigger. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Marcus's voice. You complicated things. Silence. He filled it. You were supposed to be in that car. There it was. You tried to kill me. No, he corrected calmly. I corrected instability. That's the language of men who think power equals morality. I muted him and opened the emergency board call. Isabel was speaking. Until we confirm Adrian's condition, we must ensure continuity. I unmuted. Good evening. Silence exploded. Her breath caught. Marcus stopped mid-sentence. I suggest we review garage footage, I continued. Matteo shared the screen. Marcus's face. Clear. Deliberate. Calculated. Control shattered instantly. By morning, Marcus disappeared. Not arrested, not exposed, just gone. Professionals like him don't wait for consequences. They pivot. The board suspended him. The market stabilized when I appeared publicly, alive, calm, composed. But the story wasn't finished. Isabel came to see me that afternoon. No cameras, no PR, just her. I never intended for you to die, she said quietly. I know. She looked confused. You do? Yes, you intended leverage. She didn't deny it. You never told me you suspected him, she said. You never asked. Silence stretched between us. Then Matteo entered with another folder. Offshore accounts, manipulated voting drafts, encrypted communications. Marcus hadn't been acting alone. There were external investors, hostile acquisition, shadow influence. The crash wasn't the attack. It was acceleration. Isabel looked shaken. This is bigger than us. It always was. That night, I reviewed one final piece of footage, a clip Matteo hadn't shown me earlier. Isabel, alone in the garage, on her phone, crying, saying, I told you I don't want him dead. That wasn't the deal. My chest tightened. She hadn't known Marcus escalated to murder. She wanted power, not blood. Marcus wanted both. The next morning, authorities contacted me. Marcus had been found, not dead, negotiating, trying to exchange information for protection. And the information he carried? Names, board members, foreign capital, internal sabotage. This wasn't about me. It was about control of something I built. And I had been naive enough to believe the greatest threat was emotional. It wasn't. It was structural. Isabel stood in front of me one last time. What happens now? I looked at her. Not angry, not heartbroken, just clear. We rebuild structure, I said, not marriage. She nodded slowly. We had survived the same storm, but we were no longer standing on the same ground. I stepped outside into the city air. Yesterday, I didn't get in the car. Today, I don't get driven by anyone. Not my wife, not my security chief, not my board, not fear. Power isn't about who sits behind the wheel. It's about knowing when to step off the road entirely. And tomorrow, no one drives me anywhere